Ian, Miguel, thank you for your time. We just wanted to have an open conversation about what's happening now, and importantly, what it means for clients. But Ian, could you tell me a little bit more about Clarien and its journey to date?
Well, thank you very much, Guy, and welcome the opportunity to actually talk about Clarien and those that have experienced Clarien already and those that hopefully will enjoy and experience Clarien into the future. I've been with the organization for in excess of 25 years now, and worked very closely with the founding shareholders and the group shareholders that exist today. And one of the things that we've been very, very focused on is making sure that we build out centers of excellence within our organization, whether it's banking, whether it's wealth management or other services that we provide. The opportunity that's in front of us right now is to continue to expand on the center of excellence that we've built within wealth management services here in Bermuda into the broader jurisdiction of, first of all, Cayman, the broader Caribbean, and then, let's be ambitious, the globe. And that's how we intend to take this forward.
And talking about that movement into other jurisdictions, can you just explain a little bit about what's happening and the bigger picture for Clarien as a wealth business?
Absolutely. As part of our strategy, we have been building an institution that's capable of greater scale than the delivery that we offer here in Bermuda. Currently, we service clients from Bermuda, in Bermuda, and from overseas from Bermuda as well. The strategic direction has been one of diversification of revenue streams, both from its source as well as its geography. And so we've been looking at prime jurisdictions where we believe that if we went into, we would have a competence and a capability. And we've looked at jurisdictions that are similar to those of Bermuda, such that we feel that we adequately know the jurisdictions that we're going into. And the next journey of that is Cayman. And we're super excited about that as well.
And you mentioned bringing these capabilities together. What does that actually mean for clients?
So going back to the founding principles again, when I joined Clarien, some of the founding principles were superior products and superior service. What I would say is that thinking continues to prevail throughout the organization, but it's evolved. And what do I mean by that? So the evolution that has taken place is to say, in order to have a competitive advantage, one needs to have some form of distinctive capability. And so what is Clarien's distinctive capability? So what we've put together is a combination of, I phrase it often as kind of the 5 Ps. And those 5 Ps are a combination of really fantastic people. Everything is about the people first and foremost. Second of all is the platforms that you use. And platforms could mean a number of different things to different people. Internally, it could be the core functionality that helps us drive the organization from a technical perspective and from a resilience perspective. But from the client lens perspective, it's the platform that they would interface with that would offer a superior experience. So people and platform. Third would be the products. Do you offer competitive products? Do you have a formula associated with those products that compete not only with the jurisdiction that you're present in, but on a global scale? Because technically we're competing against the globe. And then the final 2, I would say, and certainly not dismissive of the final 2, but the 3 primary would be your kind of people, your platform, and your products. And then it's your performance and it's your price.
Yep.
And if you can combine those 5 things well, then going back to superior products and superior service, I believe that you've got a formula for success.
Miguel, clients obviously have options when it comes to working with a wealth partner, but in your view, from what's been built in Bermuda and what's moving across to Cayman, what's your view on that Clarien difference?
I think wealth management is a business of trust, and it'll always be a business of trust. And I think one of our greatest strengths is our relationships that we have with our clients. And sometimes that's hard to put that into perspective, but maybe 2 data points for people who are listening. One is average tenure of our clients, so how long our clients stay with us. Industry average is around 5 to 6 years. We're in double digits, well over 10 years average for all of our clients. So it shows we have a good client relationship and lots of strength there. The other thing is, if you look at our business, the majority of our inflows are either referrals from our existing clients to new clients to bring those friends and family in, or gaining greater wallet share from our existing clients. So I think those 2 data points show that our clients trust us and we have really, really strong relationships with our clients.
So personal and relationship-led approach is key. How does that balance with modern investment capabilities? What have we got on the table there?
Yeah, so I think from a modern investment capabilities, probably two main strengths there. One's going to be our digital platform. So new clients and existing clients are going to get that new digital platform, that full transparency, full look through to all of the investments. And then the other is access. So access through us to international products, international managers, getting back to Ian's point around competitive products, things like private equity, private debt, full suite and range of products that they may not have had access to before we joined. So.
And how will that change day to day, how clients access their investments, access Clarien as a business? How does that look different for a client on a day to day basis?
Well, it is a business of trust. I'll go back to that. So I don't anticipate that the people that they work with now in Cayman will change at all. They'll still have those client relationship managers. We're bringing product and technology. So the clients, once onboarded to our platform, like I said, they'll have the daily transparency through the website, through an app. So they'll be able to see that. And then we'll bring the expertise of our investment team, the newsletters that we produce, the content that we produce, they'll start to get that as well. So a much more enhanced client experience and knowledge of the markets.
Whenever there's change, the natural question is, what does this mean for me through that transition period? What does that look like for the clients?
I think meeting with them face to face is the first thing that we would want to do, so that they can get to know us, they can get to know the new people that are coming on board. And that first client interaction is very, very important. I think going forward, that will enable us to figure out exactly what they want and what they need. And then we'll bring subject matter experts throughout the organization into those conversations to greater solve their needs. That might be lending, that might be other private banking services, et cetera, et cetera.
Guy, if I could just add to Miguel's point there, oftentimes you hear clients refer to one of the pain points they have with organizations is how they have to fill out certain compliance regulatory requirements. And I'm certainly not dismissive of our regulatory obligations. What I would say is we've tried to transition kind of know your customer, not from a compliance perspective, but a know your customer from know who they are, know what their needs are, and then take our technical capabilities and fulfill those needs with our capabilities such that it is a value contribution exercise, a value enhancing exercise versus a check the box exercise for compliance purposes.
Miguel, final question for you. What excites you most about what this creates for clients in Cayman?
Yeah, I think, one of the things I always stress within the wealth management division is having the client the center of all conversations. And I think I touched on that before. So what I'm really excited about is meeting the clients in Cayman, like I said before, figuring out what their needs are, putting them at the center of the conversation, and then bringing all the subject matter experts and all the other things as an organization that we can bring from a solutions perspective to them. Right. Because I think there's a lot of opportunities for them to work with us in more ways than they are now.
If I could just add to Miguel's comment, and oftentimes you will hear organizations, and certainly wealth management organizations, reference the client being the center of the universe. And I think when we have the opportunity to demonstrate how we actually take those words and put them into action, as Miguel's just described, the experience that the client will have will be somewhat unique. Not only taking the skill sets of the relationship managers who truly understand and deal with the clients on a kind of the day-to-day basis, you'll have the investment management expertise that will be brought to the table, that will be able to take the risk appetite of a client, take their investment horizon, timeframes, et cetera, and distill that down into an investment ethos associated with how we can deliver against those demands. But then couple it with the opportunity sets of saying, okay, other than investment management services, how can we help? Is it you? Is it your family? Is it your friends? Is it the universe that you operate in, such that we can then take the value that we can create, not only for the client, but the broader concentric circles that they have around them.
Final question, Ian. What would you like clients to feel, think, after watching this video?
Share the excitement that we have, first and foremost. Second, I think it's important that we recognize that what we're not trying to do is to come in and say, we have a very successful business in Bermuda, and just because we have that success, we think we can immediately replicate that in Cayman. First of all, we need to get to understand the Cayman market, and that is our approach to this. And as we do so, and the experience that I've had thus far in Cayman is that everybody embraces the opportunity to engage. We'll learn from that, and we'll take those learnings, and we will go through our continuous improvement cycle to make sure that as we deliver the products and services, we will get better and better and better with time. The last thing that I want to happen is that we overpromise and underdeliver from the start. First impressions are very important and long-lasting impressions. So as we come to market again, share the excitement, share the exuberance, but make sure it's very structured, very planned, that we're methodical in our approaches, such that the experience that the client has is one that they want to tell all of their colleagues, friends, influencers about, and it creates a movement. And you know what? I look forward to the Clarien movement.